I just got done shoveling in a snowstorm, so if I look like I was born in a wind tunnel, that's why. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. If you can't already tell by my royal attire. So if you have not heard of this book, then do you even internet? This is a debut novel for Victoria Aveyard, and it is already #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, and it is sweeping everywhere, and I have honestly not met one person who doesn't like it, and I fall into that category of just I love it, I really, really loved it. So because I'm basic, the first half of this video is going to be spoiler free. In the second half, I'm going to be actually discussing it because I need to discuss it, because I need to talk about it, because freaking amazing. I don't really know what genre to put this in because I thought it was fantasy. I think it's classified as fantasy, but they have like elevators and guns and, you know, electricity. So I think it's like dystopian fantasy because they also talk about the new era. That's like what the time period is. Kind of like, what are you? But it follows the protagonist, Mare, and basically it actually reminded me a lot of Shadow and Bone with the different categories of people who can control elements, basically, and then the main character gets this brand new element, and how does she have a power that we don't know about? Yeah, reminded me a lot of Shadow and Bone in that aspect. Mare has this new power that no one's seen, but what's really extraordinary about it is that her blood is red. And in this world, there's red blood and silver blood, and if you have silver blood, then you're like high profile, you're rich, you have these powers that they call abilities, I think, and if you're red, you're basically a slave to the silvers. No one cares about you, you're lonely red, like, it's like bad. And she's a red, but she has these silver abilities, and the ability that no one has ever seen before, and it seems to be more powerful than all theirs, so what's going on? And within this, she gets intertwined with a rebellion to like save the Reds and kind of knock down the Silvers. But while that's going on, when she's in this rebellion, the king has also forced her to pretend that she's a long-lost princess so that the court can lie to the public about the reason that this lowly Red suddenly has these great powers, because apparently she's a long-lost princess. And it's amazing. I really loved this book. Probably my favorite thing about it, though, was just the writing structure. There were a lot of italic marks. Like, there's like every page, there were a lot of italics, and that was probably the first thing I noticed was this author's use of them. But I bring some sort of emphasis to the book, the way she uses her italic marks, and I've never seen it used like that. And even though it doesn't sound like a big deal, if you read books, you know that the way these things, it's a big deal. And yeah, so I don't usually like telling people if there's a plot twist in a book because I really feel like it's a big spoiler. Everyone knows now though that there's a plot twist. I mean, it's all over the internet. Everyone's like, the plot twist in the Red Queen. So I think it's kind of the cat's out of the bag. There's a huge plot twist, but it kind of sucks that I would be like, oh, does that have to be the plot twist? Is that? And I was kind of on guard the entire time. Kind of sucks, but because of that, I caught foreshadowing that led to the plot twist, and I disregarded it. I saw it. I saw the foreshadowing right there, and I was like, that has to do with the plot twist. That has to do with this giant plot twist. It didn't have to do with it. It did have to do with it. I disregarded it. I sent Snapchats to all of my friends after we got to the plot twist. Basically just me hyperventilating and unable to breathe because what? I wish I saved them because I would play them now because they're actually really funny. I couldn't speak. It took me so long to finish it after the plot twist because I couldn't breathe because I was like my heart was broken. That is basically all I can tell you about this book without spoiling it because I really, really want to talk about it. So please, please, please read it because you're gonna love it. And I know you're going to love it. I don't like hyping up books because then I feel like there's high expectations, but I had high expectations and I finished it in 2 days because it just read it, just read it and then come back and then discuss it with me, and yeah. Hold on. I love Mare. I love Mare. There's so many main characters, and when they fall in love or they get someone that they really like, they kind of just stop thinking straight, and suddenly all they can think about is this person, and all of their decisions are centered around this person. Mare never did that. Mare always thought straight, and she was always like very, this is how it's gonna get done, this is how I'm doing this, and I loved that. So one thing I'm pretty proud of is the fact that a lot of the plot twists, because they had, you know, some little ones in there, I caught pretty fast, like right when they were like, Shade is dead. Shade is dead. I was like, Shade's not dead. I'm not gloating or anything that I knew her brother was alive, but I just thought, you know, he's gonna be alive. Like somehow the Scarlet Guard saved him, or he saved himself. So basically, the foreshadowing I saw for Maven when he betrayed everyone, in italics, it said, in italics because it's important, it said Maven is not his mother, or Maven is not his mother's son, something like that. It is. He is his mother's son, like he is his mom. I was like, don't trust Maven, don't trust Maven, and then Maven was like, you stop, and then Maven was so nice, and then Maven joined the Scarlet Guard, and I was like, I can trust Maven. And the page where everything was happening, I thought the plot twist was that the queen was like in the Scarlet Guard, and I thought that it was gonna be a good plot twist. I was like, whoa, this queen is on our side the whole time, like she's been here with us. No. I really hate the way that everyone treated Mare. Even when she was a silver, like everyone still treated her like she was a red, and even then I think this book has such a big message with that, about like treating people based on things I can't help, and I really like the message that this book sends with that. I have to admit, I fell into the trap that I shipped Maven and I shipped Mare so much more than I shipped her and Cal. I still ship her and Maven more than I ship her and Cal. I feel so bad for Cal. You don't even understand. I can't believe Mare would do that to Cal. I'm sorry I'm all over the place, by the way, but that's just me thinking, you know? You feel? Okay.